piece that I call Our Being. Our being is not becoming. It seems that mostly I'm only at home in the particular form of insight meditation, Vipassana, the one that's part of the Kaju Mahamudra. There are many kinds of insight meditation, but there's one that's a very special form in the Kaju Mahamudra. In fact, it reminds me of cryptocurrency's Bitcoin and how it's mined. It's mining or generations, which is an almost endless effort to arrive at barely something. Only in real life, that endless approximation of something, trying to be, is something that we just, what we might call becoming, but never actually arriving, never actually being. That's kind of what the Dharma teaches us. Our being is becoming at best. Or we could say our becoming is not even all that becoming. There's an old word, fetching. The woman's dress is becoming. So our becoming is not even all that becoming, much less does it amount to existent being. With tranquility meditation, which is also part of Mahamudra, which is called shamatha, a practice that's kind of like worry beads or reciting mantra on a mala or rosary. Our attention or focus is taken up and foreshortened until it's like a single point, which amounts to almost nothing at all. Even then, there's no place to rest our weary thinking head, our mind, in samsara, in the samsara that we live in. Lying down or any other kind of action other than entering insight meditation will not bring, at least for me, relief from samsara. We tire of falling just short of non-duality, of the realization practices like Vipassana, and we pay a big price for that failure. The relief that comes with insight meditation requires, or so the teachings say, not failing to master what they call unwavering attention. That's what it requires. So insight meditation itself is like a dynamo with its own vortex. It's the extended process. Insight meditation is the extended process of refining samsara into nirvana. And the comfort of insight meditation, which is a relief from the dualistic subject and object which we're used to, is this same process of converting samsara into nirvana incrementally. It's a process. Time slows down for us to pass as we are able to remove the stops of subject and object and slide into the non-dualistic slipstream of insight meditation. Years ago, I wrote a little poem, just a couple lines. It's called Mind Practice. Not an option, but a refuge, less painful than anywhere else. So insight meditation does not have the stop-like period that we find in language in its elaboration. It's like, insight meditation is like language stripped of consonants. What used to be called glossolalia, and essentially it's speaking in all vowels, which is what that was. When there are no stops, there's nothing stopping time itself. It's like a sentence with no object, and thus no subject either. A sentence without an object runs on and on and on because of that, it can never define a subject. We can't be a subject without an object to push against that defines us. Anyway, insight meditation is like that. It's free fall with no subject and no object, and essentially a complete relief from all that. And it's no wonder that we would like to rest beyond time's dualistic crux. And insight meditation is the dynamo that transforms samsara into nirvana, or realizes nirvana from samsara. In other words, insight meditation eats time. Beyond the process and the processing of insight meditation is the interdependent timelessness of reality, what we call the real world. So we enjoy the timelessness, I do, of insight meditation processing samsara into nirvana, which obviates and removes this dualistic time that we have always been in, just for its own sake. Realization itself of any kind is timeless. And so the process of realization is only somewhat punctuated by the process of realization. And that punctuation distracts us from the timelessness. The timelessness of insight meditation is pure relief from the shudder and stop of conceptuality, the subject and object falling back into that. And while we are busy transforming samsara, that busyness of transformation is somehow itself just a distraction from the timelessness of eternity. Insight meditation consumes and converts time into eternity. As for Dharma practice, I'm really not all that happy unless I am doing insight meditation all of the time. Everything other than insight meditation has become an excursion from it for me. I fall out of it. And when I do, insight meditation is totally conspicuous by its absence. In fact, I can't rest until I find my way back into it, because insight meditation, for me, is rest personified. And so, for me, meditation is not something that I have ever done off in a cave somewhere like the great Tibetan saint Milarepa, but rather it's what, for me, brings rest from samsara. And I am just finding my way into all that. Yet it's not the that I imagine from reading the Dharma text, but rather that which for me brings rest and release from samsara. So to each their own, and in their own speak. And this gives a pause for thought. Once again, I cannot manage to imagine, anticipate, or expect my own Dharma experience to be like what is written, or at least as understood by me, from all of the teaching. Here's another little poem I wrote years ago. It's called Beyond My Expectations. And it goes like this. Looking at the mind, it's not what I'd expect. Expectations can't define, and you can't expect to find. That's the nature of the mind.